Welcome to the continuation of today's mini lecture. I wanted to divide it into two parts so you'd have a chance to look at the first relationship before we go into the second relationship. So we talked about the moles and the particle. That was yesterday. We talked about the moles and the mass. That was just a second ago. Now we're going to talk about moles and volume. So whenever you're talking about the volume, you're talking about number one, it has to be a gas. Number two, that gas has to be at STP, which is standard temperature and pressure. The standard temperature is 0 degrees Celsius, and the standard pressure is going to be either in the English system 1 atmosphere or in the metric system 101.3 kilopascals. So those are what the temperature and the pressure has to be in. So what happens is when you read one of these questions, and I'm just going to read it to you. It says determine, and this is straight off of your notes, so we can go back in and fill it in as we go. It says determine the volume in liters of 0.6 moles SO2 gas at STP. Guys, when you see that at STP, just ding, 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 more than likely they're talking about a mole relationship to volume. So when I look at this, I always start the exact same way. All word problems start by writing down what you're given. So I'm starting with 0.60 moles, and that's going to be of SO2. So I'm going to put that into my factor label box. Then I'm going to say, okay, don't worry about numbers, don't worry about any relation, just say, what am I looking for? Determine the volume in liters. So I'm going to write liters here. Always want to write the unit, not what I'm actually measuring. And then it says over here, I'm given moles, so I'm going to have to put a mole right here to factor it out. Guys, from here, pretty straightforward. You just simply ask, what is the relationship between a mole and a volume of a gas? That is the molar volume. And when I say, well, what is the molar volume? You'll say 22.4 liters per 1 mole. So when I say that, 22.4 liters, so the 22.4 goes with the word liters, 22.4 liters in 1 mole. Now, since I have this number in the numerator and this number in the numerator, to get my final answer, I'm just going to multiply the two together. And when I do that, I get 0.6 times 22.4, and I end up with 13.44 liters, and that's going to be of, not CO2, but SO2 gas. So let me change that, SO2 gas. All right, so there we go. Now, if I want to go through and look at another problem, I'm going to go ahead and just read it. I don't try to set everything up. Most of the time, if a student experiences any difficulties, misconceptions, they try to do it all at one time. Instead, let's do small little chunks. So it says determine the number of moles. So I know I'm going to be looking for moles in 3.89 liters. This time I'm given 3.89 liters of CO2 gas at STP. Gas, STP, ding, 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 ding. What is the relationship between a mole and a volume of a gas? And it is the molar volume. What is the molar volume? 22.4 liters per 1 mole. So I'm going to write down what I'm given. 3.89 liters of CO2 gas. I put that in my factor label box. I go from here and I say, okay, what am I trying to find? Moles. And you say, how do you know that? Determine the number of moles. Yeah, it just says find the number of moles. And then what am I having to factor out? If I was given liters, I have to factor out the liter. All right, so now I've got it set up correctly. I just simply need to know what is the relationship between a mole and a liter. And we know that that is the molar volume. What is the molar volume? 22.4 liters. So that's where I put my number, 22.4 liters per 1 mole. So this time, guys, when I look at this, do you see how I have 3.89 in the numerator? And over here I have the 22.4 in the denominator. So therefore, I would go through and just simply divide them. 3.89 divided by 22.4, and I end up with 0.174. So 0.174, and this is going to be, liters are canceling out, moles, and then that's going to be of CO2. Guys, I hope that that's as easy as I think it is. Just make sure that you don't try to do it all together, that you piece it together. What are you given? Put it in a factor label box. What are you looking for? Put it in the factor label box. What are you factoring out? Put it in the denominator. Ask yourself, what is the relationship? Plug it in. You're either going to be multiplying or dividing, one of the others. All right, I hope this helps you finish up with that practice set. If you have any questions, we'll start going over these in tomorrow's class. All right, thank you.